Hey guys, I am back for another Sunday meal prep. If you have not subscribed already, click that little subscribe button and the bell so you to make sure you get the notifications so you don't miss anything. And also, if you're not following me on Instagram, I talk a lot about nutrition in my stories just about every day. So I'm gonna drop my Instagram link down below in the comments. In all of my meal preps, you're gonna hear me talk a lot about protein consumption. The number one thing that most dieters struggle with is consuming enough protein. And in terms of macronutrients, because I count macros, and all that is fats, carbs, and proteins. So unlike just counting calories, you know exactly where your calories are coming from, how many grams of protein you're eating per day, how many grams of carbs, and how many grams of fats. And if you need help with customized macro recommendations, I can help you with that. But how you know if you're not getting enough protein? Poor recovery. And also, recovery is not only protein. Most people think that you need to drink a protein shake right after your workout. Yes, you do, but your muscles also want carbs. So don't forget those carbs. Not getting enough protein. Are you always hungry? Are you always craving something? Decreased performance in the gym, slower results, all of these things can possibly mean you're not consuming enough protein. So that's one of the reasons, or several reasons, why I talk about protein consumption all the time. And when I go to the grocery store, I have my proteins already picked out, I have my carbs picked out, and I have my fats. I go in and get it, and it makes things so much easier. I pick 1 to 3 per macro, and that's what I work with every single week. That's what makes it easy for me and helps me stay on track. Here's another big question. How does protein or a higher protein diet actually boost your metabolism? And that is called the thermic effect of food, or TEF. And basically all that means is the calories burned while you're digesting food. Because yes, you are burning calories. Your body is working, it's digesting food, so you're actually burning calories. And protein takes a lot more energy to process than fats and carbs do. So therefore, you're gonna reach your fat goal a lot faster if you're hitting that protein goal. I'm back. I love me some Trader Joe's. So I'm gonna go over 3 things just real quick. Whenever I go grocery shopping, I think in terms of getting my protein, carb, and fat sources. Really protein. So I'm gonna go over these mahi burgers are fairly low. One burger has 9 grams of fat. So, and chicken, ground chicken is always, it's 9 grams too, but that's fairly. First, salmon. I'm gonna wash these off real good and cook those. Mahi burgers. Steak. And ground chicken. So when you're looking at your protein sources, also keep in mind, be mindful of the fat content. Like these steaks and the salmon are very fatty sources too. So lots of protein, but also pretty high in fat. I got cut off. But anyway, I got 3 cans of salmon that I'm gonna make salmon patties with. Used to love these. I don't cook them very often because it's kind of a pain, because I always pick all those bones out. Just takes so long. Carb sources are black beans, cabbage, squash, cauliflower gnocchi, and rice, jasmine rice. So I still have some of this left over from Costco. This is a good fat source. And again, there's only 4 grams of fat in these servings too, but like I said, just be mindful of fat when you're also choosing your protein sources. And chili garlic cashews for fat source. And that's it. I'm gonna start cooking here, and I'm gonna post the whole meal prep on YouTube later. I decided to do all 3 cans of the salmon first because I picked all the bones, that spine out of it. I put 3 eggs in there. This is the seasoning that I use for pretty much all of my vegetables, meats. It's very good. And I used coconut flour instead of white flour, and it was a little bit dry, so I just added another egg. Now I'm going to fry these up in olive oil, so just be mindful if you're cooking salmon or seafood like this, always keep in mind, and whatever you're frying it with or however you're cooking it, to always add in, like for example, the fats from the olive oil. If you've been around for a while, you know that I love Ziploc bags. So these salmon patties are I'm just about to start putting those in the Ziploc bags and then start cooking some more meat and the squash and black beans and green beans. He's hanging out in the kitchen with me. All right, meal prep is done. Everything that I'm gonna cook for now is cooked. I have another pack of ground chicken and the mahi-mahi burgers to cook. I'll probably do those probably Wednesday night, but I have enough to last me for 2 to 3 days. Salmon patties, all cooked up, so I got protein and fat because they were cooked or fried in olive oil. Also squash, carbs, also cooked in olive oil. Cabbage, carbs, cooked in olive oil. And got the ground chicken, another protein source and fat, and black beans for carbs. Also have my cashews and the nut butter. Still have that left over, so I have all of my food ready for the next couple of days. I'm actually out of Ziploc bags, so I have to go get some more tomorrow, but I have enough to get me through tomorrow. Yes, through tomorrow. So that is meal prep. It's all done. It was done in a little over an hour. Not bad. All right, I actually just remembered that I had a bunch of snack Ziploc bags. So that's perfect. It'll work. So here we go. Ground chicken. I got 4 bags, black beans, and these little bags. And then, so here's my carbs, fats, proteins. I got the cashews, chili garlic cashews, and the nut butter. So fats, carbs, and proteins all planned out for the next 3 days. And I'm gonna tell you how, when I cook in batches, like for this canned salmon, I use 3 cans. I'm just gonna tell you real quick how I figure out my macros for that. Figuring out macros for batch cooking. So soups, stews, I'm gonna use the salmon patties that I did tonight for an example. I used 3 cans of Alaskan salmon, and I just took the fats, carbs, and proteins out of 3 cans, added that up, and I factored in the olive oil because I fried them in olive oil. So I used about 6 tablespoons of olive oil. Figure all that up, I made 14 salmon patties. So divide all those macros by 14, and that's a good enough estimate for me about what the macros are for each salmon patty. You do the same thing for soups and stews. You add up all of the ingredients, the macros of each one, whatever you're cooking them in. If you're cooking with chicken stock, bone broth, whatever, if you're adding any kind of oils to anything, be sure to count those fats in there because those fats can add up super, super fast. And that's how I do it. All right, that is it for Sunday meal prep. Like I said, I was in and out of the kitchen in an hour. Very little dishes were messed up. Ziploc bags help me so much because it makes one less thing that I have to remember to do. I don't have to worry about washing dishes, bringing the dishes home. I also have a stack of paper plates in my desk drawer. But one thing I forgot to mention is I also have lots of protein sources at work. So not only do I have dairy protein sources, cottage cheese and yogurt that I mix protein powder with in the yogurt. That makes a really good dessert, tastes like dessert anyway. Cottage cheese, I always have tuna packs. The ranch tuna packs are my favorite. I add cottage cheese and sometimes mustard and Primal Kitchen's mayo. I love Primal Kitchen's mayo because the main ingredient is avocado oil. So lots of protein and healthy fat sources at work too, because that's gonna help me stay on track and stay away from all the processed vending machine junk foods. There we go. If y'all have any questions, comments, anything, leave them below. I'm gonna leave the link to my website and to my Instagram. And if you're not following me on Instagram, come on over there and hit follow, and I'll see y'all next week.